So I'm running, and I can't help but have the mire of the last week's tragedies repeating in my head. And one thing is evident. So the last 10 years, we've had to hear how there's a pay gap, how women are treated unfairly, how in Britain we're racist, and how people of colour are treated unfairly, how general rights, which seem to apply to everybody, don't particularly apply to men anymore, specifically white men, and how it's okay to delineate and speak about race like that, where you might have, for example, one person say, as a black person, I've had X experience or Y experience. I even had it the other day where a guy introduced himself to me as a white working class male. Like I was gonna go, oh shit, I'll listen to you then, you fucking moron. But one thing is evident in all the shit that we've had to hear and listen to. How women can be men and men can be women. How if you don't agree with trans politics, with far left ideals, which are generally ground and rooted in universities, then you're a bigot, you're a transphobe. I don't even know what that means, because phobia generally means an irrational fear. I used to hear it all the time. People used to say Christopher Hitchens was an Islamophobe when he generally just didn't agree with the tenets of Islam, which is his right, you know. For me, all religions have good within them, but that was his position. I don't think that makes him phobic of anything. I think it's just his fucking opinion. All of that shit. And still, nobody speaks about men. Nobody speaks about men's mental health. Ricky Hatton's just fucking topped himself. Obviously that's to be confirmed, but I think we all know so many men that I've known have committed suicide in the past. They seem fine. We all deal intrinsically with these internal struggles. Now, do you know how many men I know who killed themselves? Do you know how many men are buried? Right, look where I'm running, where I always run. That's Southern Cemetery. Yeah. Do you know how many friends I have buried in there? Do you have any idea? Who've killed themselves? But men can't speak about it. Because as a man, you're only valued by what you can bring to the table. You know, being emotional is seen as weakness, particularly to the fairer sex. So at this point, I'd like to say, aren't we fucking sick of it? Aren't we sick of hearing about everybody else's plight? All the other flags in Facebook posts, all the other nationalities and races, even though there's only one race, the human race. If we're gonna separate, if we're gonna be, inverted commas, diverse to the point where your diversity becomes your identity, then aren't we all sick of being held down, of being told that it don't really matter if another guy dies, none of that matters. You know, the left now are celebrating no end the assassination of Charlie Kirk, which for me is baffling, because I've had to hear and see loads of people who I don't agree with politically over the last 5-10 years on social media. I'd never glorify if they got hurt. Why would I? Might not agree with their ideas, they're still a fucking person. But identity politics now has led us to a point where it don't matter if you're a person or not. All that matters is my politics are right, because my politics and my identity means I was right. Almost like when people say about football teams, did you see how well we did? It's like, you weren't fucking playing. Whoever the cunt was on the pitch was playing. Nothing to do with you. Maybe that's just me. But to finish on a positive note, because I am fucking sick of seeing and hearing about all the ills in the world, while our own, the one that's on our doorstep, is ignored. It is said, you know, you can only look after your family if you look after yourself. And equally, my old man always used to say, charity begins at home. And when I was more liberal-minded, I never used to like that phrase. What it actually meant was, if you imagine your life in concentric circles, it starts with you, sort yourself out, then sort your family out, then sort your community out, sort out the things closest to you that you can sort out. Then you might actually have an impact and not just be a rich, waffling idealist. In any case, to finish on a positive, I hope to God that you all have a good week. And if anybody, and I mean anybody, my enemies, my friends, people that have divergent ideas to me, if any of you feel like life is becoming too much, fucking message me. I'm only ever a phone call away. And I'd rather spend a day in your presence than a lifetime in your absence. Rest in peace, Ricky fucking Hatton. And rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Call me whatever phobe you want. Fuck you.